Hello my crafty friends, Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. I hope you are well and I hope you have been enjoying some crafty time. I certainly have. I've had a lovely few days doing a bit of crafting. Well, one of the cards I have prepped and just finished recording for you is this beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? Really simple. It's just some navy and white, and I'm going to show you, look at this with the sort of, I don't know how well you can see it, you've got the little apertures behind and a little bit of basic foliage over the top. You can have more of the circle showing, less of the circle showing. It's entirely up to you, but I'm going to show you 3 different ways to create the textured background behind there. So lots of lovely hints and tips coming your way. So let's have a look at how I made this card. I love this colour palette. Don't you think that navy and white is such a classy colour palette? Now, I've just got some regular navy card. This is 4.5 inches by 6 inches. It's probably one of my favourite dimensions. I love that dimension. And then look at this navy card. Can you see the gold flecks in it? It's actually from Lime Tree Craft. I love this. I must have picked this one up when I went to one of the craft shows and I just saw it because I love the gold fleck in it. So yeah, I thought I'd use this. And then the other paper I'm using is this one. It is a pre-embossed paper, but if you haven't got any pre-embossed paper like I've got here, I'll show you a couple of little tips that we can use to that. So I'm going to put those to one side for a minute. I'm going to start with this one. So as I said, this is 4.5 by 6 inches. I'm just going to double check. Yes, it is. There we go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 circular dies, and I'm just going to pop them onto the card, just any configuration. And I'm going to go probably try and keep it in the centre, but higher than, so the proportions are a bit more at the bottom than at the top. So I've just taped these 3 together just for ease. Just 3 regular circles, and I'm going to die cut those. So put those in my plates and I'll put those through. And this is what you get. 3 perfectly die cut circles in the centre. Now you could do 2, you could do 1, you could do as many as you want. I've done other cards with little apertures like this. And again, we could be doing these as shakers, but I want to keep this really sleek and clean and simple. And on the back, I've put, now it's not my normal one, I've put my 2mm foam tape, and you see I've even put a little bit in the centre because I don't want that to dip. If I just put it around the edges, that bit would dip, and I don't want it to do that. So that is the really simple bit. So I've got a card blank. Started off as card for a 7-inch envelope, so I've just cut it down, and onto there I'm going to pop, I put the blue, and then I'm going to put some white. So just regular white card. As I said, we just use plain stamping card. Pick up my glue. It's got stuff. There we go. Make sure that's ready to go. And just my regular PVA or water-based glue, tacky glue. And you can just put that on there. And I use this rather than a solvent-based glue just because that might have a bit of a finish on it and I don't want to ruin that. Just put it on. Try and keep it nice. I don't always open my bottle wide, so I just get little bits, and then we can put that on. And again, if you really like this blue, you can take the centre out before you put it on, just to save, to get the most out of your card. So just using my stamping press just to smooth that glue out. We don't want any lumps and bumps. I don't think I'm going to, because it's a 300 GSM card. So there we go. All right. And that is going to go on there. Now that would look really nice just through there. But as I mentioned, I've got my pre-embossed card. And I'm going to pop that down there and then put that on there. So I just think that looks really nice. But if you haven't got any pre-embossed card, let's just get a couple of scraps. A couple of different things that you can do. And the first one is get your scoreboard. And I'm going to turn it over to my centimetres just because it's the effect I want. You need your score tool, and all I'm going to do is see if you can see if I can move that a little bit so that you can actually see it. All I'm going to do is and then just I bumped it up against the edge, and then I'm just going to score down at 1/2 centimetre intervals, just all the way down like that. It will try and curl round on itself, but that's fine. So once you've done it once, I've just done it with the small one, then I'm going to go in with the bigger one. So you sort of stretch it a little bit and then stretch it even more. So it just stretches that and gives as much dimension as possible. So in with the thinnest one and then round with the next one. Now this card could be for so many reasons. It could be engagement, it could be wedding, it could be anniversary, it could be birthday. It's entirely up to you. And again, this piece of card only needs to be a scrap out of your scrap box. You really don't need anything good. Don't save all your best paper, just a little bit that you've cut off. And there you go. So I've got a deboss on that side, but look at that. Can you see that lovely emboss? So if you wanted to, I'm changing I'm having different thoughts now. So instead of that pre-bought, I could quite easily put that in there. That looks really nice too. Or the other one, again, look at how small this is. I could stamp onto there and that would look really nice. I'm just looking for an embossing folder. This is the first one I got my hands on, Sizzix. Let's put it in there. Now I always have to remember with these Sizzix embossing folders, I have to really decrease the plates because they're not designed for the Gemini, but I've worked out that I can get them through my Gemini with a cutting plate and a magnetic shim. Let's see. And look at that. Now I'm never quite sure which way round this is. I've done it, I think it's that way. Let's put that on and try that. So again, we're going to cover up there and then I can put that one on there. And again, doesn't that look absolutely stunning? Putting that emboss through there. Now, which one do I like best? So I've got emboss or the deboss. Looks good. The stripe or the dots. I'm going for the dots for the simple reason that I like the circles within a circle. That's why I picked that one, because I had a whole different one, but I won't go and waste those. Those will get used for something else. It's entirely up to you. So let's put these down. So again, this piece I've actually cut much bigger than I need. All it needs to be is big enough to cover those apertures. Just remember, when you're doing something like this emboss, you need a lot more glue than you think, because it'll soak up into those holes. There we go. I literally just cut a piece off the sheet. And then we're going to take the backing off here. Oops. Doing it in one piece. Now, as I always say, this bit here, you don't actually have to take the backing off if you don't want to. That's just there for strength and support. With the amount of adhesive you've got around the outside, that'll be plenty if you struggle to take it off. But again, I've got a tape that's not too difficult. You actually find it harder to take backing off bits that have been cut down like this. These are coming off all right. This is really sticky, this tape. There we go. And then what I would do, I would always advocate for something like this, because this tape is feeling so sticky. I would then just put a little bit of wet glue across here. If you don't want to use your good PVA, I know a lot of people use things like a glue stick or something. Oops, look at that. I just went to correct that and did it even worse. There we go. There we are. Right. Now, let me double check I've got my card the right way up. Yes, I have. And then I'm going to put that onto here. Before I press it down, I'm just going to lift it up so I can see all around. And because I put that glue on, if it's not straight, as that wasn't even, it wasn't straight, I can pick it back up. Get the glue off my hands would help. Moving around, there we go. And then I'm just going to press that down. There we are. Okay, so there's my card base, looking really elegant with just that hint of the blue, but I do like that. So I need to decorate that now, don't I? So I want to show you what I've done. So I've just got some hearts and a swirl, and I've cut those out of different things. So I've cut the swirl out of a scrap of that blue. This is why it's quite useful to centre out. And then the hearts I've cut out of white and also out of blue. Right, I just need to plug my hot glue gun in. That should only take a few minutes to warm up. Got some more of those blues, and I found these two. Now you'll recognise both of these two from when I did my wreath that I coloured with the blues and greens and yellows. These were just a couple left over. So I'm all for using bits that we've already got. So I want to use that one, but I don't know if it's a bit overpowering. So I'm going to have a play. So we've got this, and I thought quite nice to put the blue down first so it's against that. And then I thought I could put the white in, and what I could actually do is twizzle it round so it's sort of blue on the bottom and then white on and blue on the top there, just like this. So we're just sort of semi covering those up a little bit. We're probably covering them up quite a lot more than I was thinking at first. And then I'm going to come in with a couple of these blue ones. The great thing about these, let me just lift that up a minute. These, I'm going to put a couple of these down, and then I can put that other one back on. I can always trim the bottoms off. And a couple of white ones. Oops. It's always easier once you put some glue. I'm going to have to put a little bit of glue down. I'm going to have to be careful. But I'll put a little bit down. Things just blow around and move around, don't they, until you actually glue them down. If I put that one there, let's put a little bit of glue on that. And I could do with some scissors just to cut some ends off. There we go. And let's do a white one. Can we go through a similar point? Yes, we can. If you need to, you can always put a little bit of glue up there. I thought I'd do another blue because there's a lot of white otherwise. Let's go through there. Now, the great thing is I've used 3D glue, so if I needed to, I can take the bits off. Now this, if you'd have done this in red and white, we've got Valentine's coming up, so this would look absolutely beautiful for Valentine's, wouldn't it? I'm just trying not to use too much glue there for a minute. And then I'm going to pop these ones on. Now I've lost that one. Yeah, let's just pull it up a little bit. Put it to there. There we go. And then in a minute, when my hot glue gun is hot, I'm just going to put a little bit of a bow. Doesn't that look lovely? A little bit of an abstract art. So what we need to do is while the glue gun's warming up, I'm going to put this on, and I'm just going to pop that coming out of the side. Just really, really simple. This is such a simple card. The bits aren't supposed to look like anything, represent anything. They're just bits that I've got that I really, really like. Oh, I'm going to have to go there now. I've made a mark. And I'm going to pop that on. Now that is just from one of my sheets of sticker ones that I've got. I'm sure you've got them. If you haven't got any of those, then you can just just do it with a stamp. But I quite like the small print. Or if necessary, just type it out on your computer and print it out. And then, you can pop it on again with a little bit of height. Now, I wanted some blue pearls, and I went through all my pearls and I couldn't find any blue. So I found these cream ones, and I thought that's not going to look right. So what I did was I grabbed some pens, and I've got my darkest, this is what I had to do. Yes, I remember now. So what I did was I went with blue. I thought I'd colour them, but when I coloured with blue, that was my darkest blue. That's True Blue 8. Is it 8 or 9? 8. But look at that. It's a bit too bright. But if I go in first, or I can go over that. If I put a grey on, that one's not showing up. Let's do it with this one. Do it there. Look, go in with grey first. I can do it on that one now, started. And I can even go over there. So we don't want grey, but just give that a second. And then put the blue over the top of the grey, and it's going to give it so much more depth and colour. Can you see those? And I've now got navy blue. And that's all I've done with those, and they've just dried. Alcohol pens, the best thing for doing something like that. So I need to get what I call my gem tweezers, and I'm going to use them from this side. And that looks lovely like that. And perhaps you are somebody that can sit with a lot of white. I struggle sitting with a lot of white, as any of you will who have followed my channel for a while will know. I don't know why, it's just something I really, really struggle to do. There you go, 3. So let's see if my glue gun is hot now. So when I tied this bow, I just tied it by hand, and then I put the smallest little bit of tacky glue on, so that now wouldn't come undone, but it also let me adjust where I wanted the legs of the wings. So I'm going to put it onto here. So my glue's going to come out of there. Oh, that's perfect now. And then when I put that onto here, it'll then trap everything down. I've got a couple of glue strings there, but I never worry about glue strings at this point because they remove afterwards once the glue's set really, really easily. Now I'm just going to look at something because this might be a little bit wobbly at the top. Is it wobbly? Actually, no, it's not, is it? If it was, all you need to do, you could just find one little piece. I could come in just there maybe. And then if I wanted things to sort of pin in one place, that's the tiniest little bit of glue under there. And that will then hold everything else down. I can still move things. I like this. Oh no, actually, I'm going to take it all neat to one side. I was going to say I like it different lengths, but they're nearly all one length. So I'm going to make it all one length. There you are. So don't be afraid to trim it down. And that is, as it says, made with love. How beautiful, as I said, how beautiful would that be for Valentine's card or an anniversary card? So it's really simple, and I don't know, just a little bit of different composition, I think, today. But I just wanted to just put a few random pieces on along with some navy and white, because I think that is the prettiest colour combination going. I'm doubting myself about that pearl. Can I get it off without marking? I'm going to pop it there. I've just made a little mark, so I'm just going to get my glue eraser and go in. There we go, it's gone. There we are, clever things that. They're always linked in my things below. So there you go, how about that? That is today's card for no other reason than I thought it would be really nice to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to click on any of the links down below. And please don't forget to subscribe. Somebody said something on a video recently that I was watching, and apparently it really, really helps our channels if you can click on the like. Even if you don't want to click on the subscribe, if you can click on the like button, it really, really does help our channels to get seen. And when you look at the percentage of people that click on like, that have watched it, maybe everybody doesn't like it, I don't know, but we don't get that many people click the like by comparison to how many people have watched the video. So that would really, really help me. I'll just try and remind people to do that. So thank you so much. As always, I'll put a link to some other videos, and of course I'll put a link to my subscribe at the side. So until next time, my crafty friends, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have a go, different colours, different makeup, please let me see. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.